I've heard a lot about not chasing after enlightenment, and I kind of view enlightenment as forgiveness, at least the way I feel or think that it would feel like when I achieve that state.
How about a state that's more like you would see no reason to need to forgive?
I think that's what I'm learning how to accept. And so I've had this incredible idea of once I can forgive this person, once I can achieve that acceptance, then everything else is just absolute ease.
Well, maybe not. So
I guess
what is it that keeps you from forgiving?
Because I haven't felt it sincerely. So I guess what my question is, how, without forcing anything that's not completely natural.
Which is just phony. Right?
Yeah.
To force something that's not natural is phony and to pretend, isn't it?
But should we not strive to attain that sort of peace?
If you're going to strive for truth. You get peace as a byproduct. Peace is the byproduct of truth, right? It's the byproduct. So that's why I say, and if for right now your consciousness is hooked on this moment that you feel is necessary to forgive, fine. Let's look at the truth of it then, huh? Right? Somehow, so what does your mind say is necessary to forgive? So in order to forgive, your mind must hold an idea of blame, right?
Yeah.
If there was no blame, there would be nothing to forgive.
And that's what I'm waiting for, to feel naturally, to not naturally feel like any sort of victimhood.
Okay, but you will blame. You can't not blame until you see for yourself that blame, whatever your blame is always, that shouldn't have happened, you shouldn't have done that. Something along those lines. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because all blame has a shouldn't in it, right? So blame is a way that we argue with reality, isn't it? Because reality is just what is.
Sure.
Right? And reality is what happened. Right?
Yeah.
So if somebody does something, even if it's really nasty to you, let's say, just for instance, that's what happened. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And no amount of arguing with it is going to change what happened, right? We can feel about a certain way about it, we can think certain thoughts about it, but the one thing you can't change is what happened. You notice that? Inextricable, immovable, unalterable. What happened, happened. But what are you and I taught to do? Certain things that happened or happen shouldn't. Right? It's in our belief structure. You shouldn't have done that. Reality tells me you did do it. That's what's real and true, right? It's the only thing that's real and true. And then we look at this immensity of reality and we say, shouldn't have. Who's going to win?
So how do you just get over it?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Okay? If we get there too fast, then it's just an idea in your head. Okay? I'm just trying to get you the feel of it. Mm-hmm. So you actually start to perceiving it from a little bit different perspective. So there you are, there I am, or there any of us are. And anything that happened in our life happened. It neither should happen nor shouldn't happen. It's neither right nor is it wrong. It's neither good nor is it bad. It's simply everything that happened is something that happened. The rest is a story. It's just whatever you want to tell yourself about what happened, right? That's all it is. So what happened is unalterable. You can't go back and make it not happen, can you? You cannot change anything that happened. It's set in stone, it's set in concrete, it's done, over, and finished. But what we do, and what we're taught to do, is to make stories up about what happened. You should or shouldn't have done that. All reality registers is, that's what happened. So what happens when you believe a thought that says that shouldn't have happened? What happens within you? Which is the same thing that happens in all of us, by the way.
I guess for me what comes up is I start to feel like I need to eradicate, like I should eradicate that feeling of untruth.
That's
or I
right.
should have a relationship. I should feel happy about this person. Or
right. You should change how you
feel any negativity at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of the things, is you have this thing called a human body, right? Even though I just got done saying that you're not just the exterior, nonetheless, it's also a gift. You've got a human body. I've got one. You all got one. We all got this human suit. And the nice thing about a human body, if you're sensitive, if you're paying attention, it will tell you when you're not in harmony with the ultimate reality, the reality of realities, the holy of holies, right? When you're not in alignment with the kingdom of heaven, with what is, what was, and what always will be, you will feel discord in your body. You are biologically hooked up to not be comfortable when you're not in the truth. Isn't that cool?
I know
Isn't it terrible?
I actually know that very, very clearly, which is, I've seen all the psychics, I've seen all the acupuncturists, and so now I'm like, oh, well, I can just forgive, then I can heal.
Yeah, no. Forget that. No. We're going after something else, okay? I mean, if it had worked, then we wouldn't be talking, would it?
Sure.
Okay, so it's not worked, which means failure.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. So we're looking at this from a different perspective. Because you see, now, I mean, if an ego forgives, great. Do it, God bless you, forgive, make yourself and the people around you happier, wonderful. That's great. Okay, good. But it's still dreamland. Right? It's still a dream. It's a good dream. It makes you go from a bad dream, which is blame and shame and judgment, to a good dream, lack of blame. But I'm going at this in an entirely different point of view, right? I'm not interested in making dreamland any better. It may be better, it may not be better. What I'm interested in is truth. You see, you've heard the old saying, "The truth shall set you free." Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm more interested in setting you free than teaching you how to alter your dream, which would be forgiveness. It's great to forgive, right? But there's something even greater. And that is when you come in completely in alignment with the universe. Okay? Now your system, your body, it's biologically hooked up to not be comfortable. It does not feel good when you're not in harmony with reality. Okay? And everybody in this room knows that. Right? You won't feel good for long. It might feel good for a while. I really got one over on that guy. But after a while, it's not going to feel right? You'll feel at dis-ease. Now, the reason you feel at dis-ease, imagine this, has nothing to do with what anybody did to you. Nothing. It has everything to do with you not being in alignment with reality because of what you're telling yourself about what happened. You're telling yourself something about what happened that puts you at odds with the universe. So how do we do that? How do we put ourselves at odds with the universe and with another human being, by the way? Is we tell ourselves some story, some way of telling ourselves, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't be like you are. We're looking at reality, which is just what was and what is, and we're saying, reality, you should not have been that way.
I know that here.
I know.
But I want to know it here.
Stay with me for a minute.
Okay?
Okay? I'm going slow because I'm not interested in you understanding what I'm saying. I'm speaking to your body. Do you notice how I keep looking at your chest? I look at your eyes about half the time because I'm speaking to your body. I don't care if your mind gets any of this. Right? It doesn't matter if your mind gets any of this. I'm reminding your body that your body knows that when your thoughts are not in alignment with truth, it hurts. It hurts your body. Dis-ease. And then you want to forgive. Right? So what is it that your mind tells you? What is it that you are telling yourself about what happened or this other person? What are you telling yourself that makes you feel at dis-ease?
I think that until I can get over it, that I'm not good enough for whatever reason, until I can have the ultimate...
No, back up.
Okay.
Back up, okay? You're going past it, okay? You're going past it. You can get to yourself in a minute, when you can get back into the area you just talked about. But first, what is it you tell yourself about this particular event? What is it you say that makes you feel angry, upset? That makes you feel like that outrage of that shouldn't have been.
That my own beauty wasn't perceived by another and encouraged.
Okay. And is your beauty supposed to be seen and encouraged by another person?
I'd like to think it is, but
yes, of course you do. Yes. That's what these things do, don't they? Right? Our brains, we're taught people should like me and appreciate me and then I will be happy. Right? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not judging it anymore. We're just looking at it, aren't we? We're just trying to see. If you have a hidden thought, a hidden belief that says people should like me and accept me.
And then the feeling comes up, is that wrong to have?
It's not wrong. It's just you have it, right? You have the thought. You believe it. And when you believe that thought, what happens? How does it make you feel when you believe that thought?
I've got to live up to my own character.
And how does that feel?
Untrue.
How does untruth feel? In your body, below your neck. How does it feel? Does it feel good, bad, comfortable, uncomfortable, tight, open?
Yeah, kind of squished, limited, unfree.
Yeah.
Constrained is the word.
Okay. Now you're below your neck. Right? That's why I kept asking, how does it feel? Right? It feels that way because that thought is not in alignment with truth. So that's what you get. You get the experience of tightness and constriction and holding and judgment and all the rest when you believe that one thought, that one thing. She should have liked me and appreciated me, acknowledged me, whatever. For believing that that is true, what it gets you is suffering. You noticed? And this is what I'm trying to just show you, is that it's not her fault that you feel the way you do. Because the reason you feel the way you do is because of what you think about what happened. So you're doing it to yourself. All she was doing was being who she is. Good, bad, or indifferent. Like it or not like it. Agree with it or disagree with it. But only you have the power to hurt yourself. Isn't that amazing? And you can do it with a thought. You should have loved and accepted me. And you remember what you just said to me about 3 minutes ago, is I need to learn how to accept myself, and right? And then I said, no, let's go back and let's keep on track. You see how those are related? You're asking her to do what you can't even do for yourself.
I think it's funny you're saying her, but it relates to her
or him
originally. Yeah. That's why I've stopped in this motion of where I was headed in the act of forgiveness.
Yes,
so
right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm hearing something. What is that?
Yeah. Because see, if we put the blame on somebody else, then we need to forgive somebody else. But when we track it back to what's really happening, we see, I don't need to forgive them because they didn't do it to me. I did it to me. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it with what I believe. I'm hurting myself. If anything, forgive yourself. For you know not what you do. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. These minds, they just run on automatic, huh?
It's so easy to get into that habit. And
very.
I'm just so curious how to...
This is how. So what does it feel like? Again, you have to get back into your body, right? What does it feel like to begin to recognize, oh, it's not really true that you or anybody, you should have fill in the blanks. That it's not really true.
It feels like I can be me.
Yes. And that's what you wanted to be anyway, isn't it? That's where you went. I want to love and accept myself. Because you see, it's not something that she needs to do, it's something that you need to do. She, he, them, it, whoever they are. Mm-hmm. It's not they who need to do the accepting and the loving. It's never they. It's always right there. Because when you do it, the nice thing is all of a sudden you feel like, wow, nobody else has to do it. Once you've done it, nobody else has to do it for you anymore. If they do it, it's nice. If they love you, accept you, think you're great, think you're wonderful, whatever. Agree with you, disagree with you, love you, hate you, it's okay. But if you've given it to yourself, then it doesn't matter. Then everybody gets to be the way they are because you've finally taken care of yourself.
So it goes back to that original question I was trying to formulate is, how allow that?
The only way to allow that is to identify the belief that you're telling yourself that causes you pain. And to take responsibility for it. This is this thought. When I think this thought, it hurts. You should have, when I think that thought, it hurts. And you start to see, what do I tell myself to make myself hurt? You see what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you really look at it, is it actually true? It's kind of I know that the next part is a stretch sometimes. Right? Is it true that people should love or accept me? Is that actually true? Outside of my head, is it floating out there in life? Right? That says, people should love and accept and appreciate me for who I am. Is it actually true? The mind wants it to be true, right? I want it to be true. Mostly because I'm not doing it for myself. I want everybody else to do it. Right? Right? That's how life works, isn't it? When you're not giving it to yourself, then you're asking the whole world to give it to you. And a little upset that they're not.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
That's the how.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really tracking the belief to your body. This thought makes me feel this way. And if you feel discord, that's the tip-off. I'll say it again, you are biologically, we are biologically hooked up. So when we are not in alignment with truth, it's not comfortable. Your body does not feel right. It feels off, or you feel resentful, or shame, or anger, or blame, or some discord. It's the way our body, it's like every time when you feel discord in your body, in your being, emotional discord, psychological discord, you should immediately, a little red light should pop up that says, how am I not in alignment with reality? What am I telling myself right now that's not true? But we don't usually do that, do we? We're not taught that. We're not taught, hey, when you feel psychological, emotional discord, a little red light to say, I'm not in alignment with truth anymore. We're taught just the opposite. If you feel discord, look around and see who the hell's to blame for it. and who might be able to make it feel better for you. You know? Oh, hi, you can make me feel better for myself. You know? And then when you fail at that, I'll be really upset with you. Right? Aren't we taught that in a lot of ways? I mean, nobody comes out and says it that blatantly, but you get the messages everywhere, right? So then everybody goes around not really being who they are. They go around being who they hope will be accepted. You know? And then we walk around why so many people feel phony. Well, because they're being phony. You know? But this discord, it's such an amazing thing if you start to see it in the right light. Right? It is a pointer back to the truth. If you can take responsibility for it, and see it as I'm making myself uncomfortable through what I'm believing. Nobody else has the power to do that. Nobody. Someone can come up to you, a friend can come up to you and say, you're the worst son of a bitch I ever met in my life. I thought you were great, but I found out you're just, the devil's gift to humanity. And I was so wrong about you. I hate you. Jump off a cliff and die. Now, and unless you tell yourself some story about that, unless you form a belief in your mind to make you hurt, you're not going to go into psychological trauma over that. Because only you can do that. If your mind doesn't tell yourself, geez, you shouldn't have said that, or, I've always kind of thought that, you're probably right. Or something, right? If you don't think something about it, you wouldn't feel discord. You might not feel great about it either, but it would be, it's amazing when you see that, when you really you experience it. If you haven't experienced it, when you really start to see it for the first time, it's amazing because you realize, my God, nobody has the power to make me suffer. Not now, never. Nobody has the power. It's all in your hands. That's amazing. Because most of us deeply think it's in somebody else's hands, right? Or in the hands of a situation. If I just got that, if I just attained that, if I just had $1 million, if I just met the perfect man, then, and you're like, no, it's not true. And then you examine it, and you see that greatest of all blessings, which is, my God, there's nobody to forgive. If you want to call that forgiveness, fine. But when you see, my God, there is nobody to forgive. It doesn't mean you have to like something that happened. You can still dislike something that happened tremendously. Right? It's not that you deny anything. It's not that you deny pain or sorrow, anguish, grief. It's not that you sort of whitewash your past and pretend that everything was good, because everybody knows that everything wasn't good. But when you really realize that it's what you're thinking about it that causes you pain in the present moment, you've really realized something immense in terms of your own happiness.